The grey man does whatever a grey man can. Can he make a comic feed? Yes, he can. He just did. Watch now. A video from Grey Man. A video from Grey Man.
Grey Maniacs gather! Hi folks, I'm going to show you a few comic books. Yeah, basically it's the DC Comics Presents comics that came out in 2004, I believe. Was it 2003? Oh, no date. Oh no, 2004. Came out in 2004. So they did 4 one month and 4 the next month, I believe, but don't quote me on it. Yeah, I think September, October of 2004. And what it was, long-time DC editor Julius Schwartz, known as Julie for short, he died. He passed away, and so they basically just, you know, put all guns blazing, and they made eight comics based on covers that he had originally initialized. What it was, he had a habit of making covers like with a concept, and then the artist would write the story around the concept from the cover, kind of thing. So I want to show you the original comics and the reprint comics, or the not reprinted, but because they were completely different stories. The stories inside, again, they had new creative teams, and they sort of basically took the image from the cover and made their own story on it. So quite often they pulled Julius Schwartz into the story in some of them as well. But I might do a series where I go through the actual stories inside as well. But let me just start showing you the covers. Right, kicking off with Atom, I'll go with the originals first. And here we have a Gil Kane, Murphy Anderson cover. It's a great cover of Atom tied to a grenade, or literally manacled to a grenade and being thrown off a roof. That's just such a great cover. That I really love that cover. Such an awesome idea as well. And I'll show you the reprint as well. This is reprinted by Brian Boland. Also, it was, you know, not reprinted but reimagined, redrawn. And so it says here, Boland after Kane, it says there, written on the side of the building there. So Gil Kane, I imagine, did the pencils, and Anderson must have done the colouring on the original. I also want to take a little something from Eric Kay's channel, where he shows the first and second issues of a comic book and asks which one you think is best. So I'm going to do that with these comics as well. So side by side, which one of these do you think is the best? So you can't go wrong with the first one, the original. It's awesome. But I do like the fact that in the second one, it's got Julius Schwartz throwing the grenade rather than this chap here. And I mean, I suppose that could originally have been Julius Schwartz as well, but he's wearing a hat. But I don't think it is. But it's just surprising how close they are. I wonder if Gil Kane originally had Schwartz in mind when he did that picture. I really couldn't tell you. But what do you reckon is the best one? I think they're so close that it's hard to say really. So I'm probably going to have to go. I was considering going with the second one because it's got Julius Schwartz, you know, 100% Julius Schwartz on it, rather than Julius Schwartz in a hat. But now I think I'm going to have, because they're so similar, I'm going to have to go. I love Brian Boland art, but I just got to go with the original because of the, you know, it's just the original concept of it. It's just a great original concept. It hasn't got all this writing on there as well. It hasn't got this extra writing. You got no, you know. I know it's nice to have the credits for the artists and the creators on the cover. It's nice to have also less writing on the cover, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that's cool. Right, then we have Hawkman. Right, that was Atom issue number 10, by the way. Right, and then we have Hawkman issue number 6. Let's see the Hawkman battling against a winged gorilla. Got to bring my mace up before that massive fist comes crashing down. Thrill to the most amazing battles ever fought on the world where evolution ran wild. So we have a... Right, that original cover was by Murphy Anderson. And then the reprint one is Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. Hopefully there's not too much glare. And let me show them side by side. Which one do you think is the best? There's a bit of glare there, isn't there? Right, if I want that angle is less glare. What one do you think is the best? They're both pretty menacing. Both cool art. The background on the reimagined one's got more going on in the clouds behind it. Got bigger teeth on the more modern one, but also Hawkman isn't saying anything. So for me, it's got to be the original one because he's got a speech balloon. I do like a speech balloon. It's sort of thing that draws me, along with the blurbs. There's no blurb either. There's no blurb on the modern one either. Which to me, when comic books got rid of speech balloons on the covers and blurbs, I think they just lost the plot. I mean, as a kid, not I was around. I wasn't even born when this one came out. But if I'd seen this as a kid, him in peril, the blurb going on there, that would have sold it for me, definitely. So I definitely have to go with the old school one. I got a feeling I might have to go with the old school one on all of them. But yeah, that Jose Luis Garcia Lopez is a cool cover, but original and still the best, I'd say, by Murphy Anderson. Right, next up, Green Lantern number 31. Here's the original. Here you are, folks, the biggest bargain you've ever seen. Power rings, only $1 a piece. Power rings for sale. And that's by Kane and Anderson again. Gil Kane, Murphy Anderson once more, doing their Silver Age super stuff. And with the Brian Boland reimagined one, the guy flying off is Julius Schwartz. He's the guy flying off from the thing. The blurbs are the speech blues are the same. Here you are, folks, the biggest bargain you've ever seen. Power rings, only $1 a piece. And each of these tribute comics has got 2 stories in, both reimaginings based on the cover, I believe. But so if I do go on to do a series talking about the original and the reimagined one, then I'll go more into it then. But leave a comment if you want me to actually do this series, if you want me to actually go through the old story and the reimagined story. You think that would be something you might be interested in watching? Right, I do like the fact that we've got Julius Schwartz flying off, looking very happy. I've got a Green Lantern power ring! Who wouldn't want that, I ask you? Very, very similar drawing, picture as well. He's really captured it well. Which one do I like best? I think I prefer the original again. There's so little in it, but you've got the bigger trade dress, which I think is cool. You got a little bit tired off because you've got the tribute DC Comics presents. You got Julius Schwartz's face here, and also the background is kind of like a strange, like greeny puce colour, where I think this one is more of a traditional Silver Age, yellowy sand kind of colour. So it's very small margins, but once again, I'm going to have to go with the original. But what do you think? Which one do you prefer, the original or the reimagined one? I keep saying reprints, but it's not reprints. It's a reimagined cover with reimagined stories as well. Right, we've got Batman 183. This is very low grade. This original cover was by Carmine Infantino and Joe Giella. I'm not too sure I pronounced that. Hotline call, Batman. Let's get going. Not tonight, kid. I'm staying in the Batcave to watch myself on television. Holy emergency! What's the real reason Batman's goofing off? The telltale clue is on this cover. So why is he goofing off? Why is he not doing his bat duty? I don't know. Maybe he's had too much beer and popcorn and he's just feeling a bit bloated. Maybe it's because he wants to watch his own TV show. I can't see any other possible sign. I love the trade dress as well, the Batman. Go-go checks. They all had go-go checks, but they haven't they? Oh no, they're not all go-go check covers actually. No, in fact, this is the first of the go-go check covers, looking at them. So, yeah, go-go checks. You can't go wrong with go-go checks. Right, and then the reimagined cover is done by Adam Hughes. And have a look at that one. They've kept the blurbs. Exactly the same blurbs. Hotline call, Batman, let's get going. Not to that kid, I'm staying in the Batcave to watch myself on television. No, exactly the same. But he's chopped off a little bit of the... it doesn't say the telltale clue is on this cover, on the reimagined one. He's just got holy emergency. What's the real reason Batman's goofing off? But he doesn't say anything about there being a clue anywhere. Right, and side by side... If I can get this out of the glare... Right, for me, this one is an absolute no-brainer. The old one is much better, in my opinion. I don't like the Batman costume. I don't know how dark it is. It's soaking in the blinking light. You can't even see it hardly. I just like the separation of the colours on the old comic books as well. Everything stands out. Like if I put this back here, can't see bugger all. If I put this back here, you can still see the images popping out off the blinking comic book. Yeah, at least to my mind, you can anyway. So I don't know about you guys. Adam Hughes is a much beloved artist, but yeah, you've got to go with the old school Carmine and Joe Giella over Adam Hughes. Right, for me anyway. Right, then we have the Flash. Stop! Don't pass up this issue. My life depends on it. Is this the last stand or the fastest man alive? The Flash stakes his life on you. And this is a cool cover. Literally, he's breaking the fourth wall. He's addressing the readers. Anyone looking at that on the rack, any small boy or maybe even girls as well, seeing that on the rack would have gone, oh, what? My life depends on it. I've got to read this issue to find out why his life depends on it. They got go-go checks as well, which is never a bad thing. I was just looking at the word stop there, whether it was like someone drawn in it or whether this was actually how it was. Yeah, it's a very, very funky wording there. Very funky lettering on that cover. Right, that original cover was, again, Carmine Infantino and Joe Giella. And this is the Alex Ross reimagined one. Very similar. Very, very similar. Obviously a much more realistic, like, lifelike looking Flash on the cover. And I believe the blurb's the same. Is this the last I did it? Yes, it's the same blurb. You've got the annoying barcode, which takes away some of the beauty. You've got the names written up there. But I'm actually going to give, right, I'll just give you the side to side, and then I'm going to maybe surprise you. But I think I'm going to give the edge on this one by a very small margin to the Alex Ross one. Because if you look at the old one, really, it's lovely, it's interesting, it's great, it stands out, it's got impact. But the only reason I've given it to the Alex Ross version, because if you look very closely at him, like for example the wings on his ears, his hand even, you've got these vibrational kind of looking feeling to it, like he's sort of vibrating or he's moved so fast that you've still got a little bit of the after image. As he's pulled to a stop right in front of you or something, and I just think it gives it a little extra, I'd say, rather than a kind of flat and static Flash on the old school one. But you know, if it comes to what would I'd rather own, I'd rather own the old one. If someone said, "All right, you got to throw one of these away," it'll be the new one that gets bunged every time. But you know, I think slight edge on the new one as regards to the art out of these two. Right, a few more to go. Next up, Justice League of America. Mike Sekowsky and Murphy Anderson. This is number 53. I should have looked up the years on these, shouldn't I? They're all going to be 60s. The originals are all going to be from the 60s. If I remember, I'll put I'll make the years pop up as I'm holding up the comic book. So this is, having their super weapons stolen was bad enough, but being attacked by them was sheer disaster. I only got this one in a recent haul. I'm not sure if it's me getting this one. I made me think, oh, I should do a video about that. But anyway, I managed to pick up a few of the other ones as well recently, just to finish off. So they'd had all the originals and I had all the new ones. So yeah, it's a cool cover. They're all getting attacked by their own weapons. Right, and then we have the reimagined one. The reimagined cover is by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez and Kevin Nolan. Right, the blurbs are exactly the same. Right, let's just show it to you. Plain background on both of them. No go-go checks. Right, let's do a side-by-side comparison. Obviously, you've got the Green Lantern in his new costume rather than his traditional old costume. You got him in his costume changed on my birthday, September 1969. That was when he first showed off his new costume and the beard. It was in a Brave and a Bold issue. Can't remember what number it was now, but I know the cover date was September 1969. Right, so comparison. Which one do I like the best? Not an awful lot in it, to be honest. So I'm going to go, obviously, with the go-go checks and the old style art. So it still looks good. It all looks cool. But I'm going to stick with the old school because I like the old school. Right, these I just bought recently. Let's just read these this morning. So we've got Myst You in Space, number 82. By Infantino and Anderson, the original cover. My native planet Earth and my adopted planet Ran, each in deadly peril. There's only time for me to save one. Which shall it be? World War on Earth and Ran. So here we go. As we know, Adam Strange zips backwards and forwards between Ran and Earth using the Zeta beam. And he's on Ran when a peril starts. It's like a giant magnifying glass, flying magnifying glass, threatening to melt cities, and as they kowtow to the controller's whims. And also, some guy on Earth was using future technology to try and overthrow the Earth. Still got this bad cold that I had, but not even a cold, like throat infection, ear infection. My ear's still deaf. I've got to go for a hearing test, but also my throat's lingeringly annoying. Yeah. As did I say, that was Infantino and Anderson. Yeah, I did say that already. Right, and then we got a lovely Alex Ross updated version. The blurb is pretty much the same. You got the explosion there in the background. You got a different style ship. Is that supposed to be? Oh no, I see. It is a magnifying glass. I didn't notice that first of all. It's a giant magnifying glass. You can see the sun through the magnifying glass. For some reason, I thought it was just like a little tiny little ship there. I didn't notice the circle of the magnifying glass, but I see it now. I haven't read the story. I've actually recognised it more. I thought it was just a spaceship. I didn't realise it was a magnifying glass when I was just looking at the covers previously. But I'm going to have to... I mean, Alex Ross is a great artist. You cannot doubt his skill to make things look sort of lifelike. I noticed he's giving them chunky fires compared to the original, which is interesting. But I'm going to have to go with the original because it stands out better. The explosion stands out better. The burning cities... You know, looking at that, it's... I don't know, it's something about the colouring on modern comic books. It doesn't give it that pop. You know, the four colour fascination, what they call it. I don't know, is it four colours they talk about? But yeah, I just think this one just stands out a lot better. I mean, that's great art. I wish I had a fraction of Alex Ross's talent. I'd be happy. But yeah, I just love the old school look much better, to be honest. I don't know, it just stands out more. It just looks nicer to me. in my mind anyway. Right, and then the final one that I have to show you is Superman. The original was number 264, Secrets of the Phantom Quarterback. I have a feeling this is a bit later on actually than the other ones I've shown so far. I don't think this is a 60s one. I've got a feeling this is like a 70s one. But don't quote me on that. So actually look at the price, 20 cents, and the others have been 12 cents. So there's definitely a later one, yeah. 12 cents, 12 cents. I think the others have all been 12 centers. So quick check. 12 cents. Yeah, I'm pretty sure all the others were 12 centers. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so this is the latest one. So 20 cents. So I think it's the 70s. So I don't know why they adopted this one. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Superman didn't. Maybe Julius Schwartz didn't work on that many older Superman. I'm not too sure, but they went with this one anyway. Maybe it's just it might have just been this is one of the covers that he commissioned and said, look, just do Superman being taken out by a phantom quarterback, and we'll let the artist come up with the story. So the writer come up with the story after you've drawn that cover. Yeah, so it's a cool cover. Right, and then we have Alex. That's Nick Cardy. Nick Cardy on this cover, in case you didn't recognise him. I wouldn't have recognised him. I'm not very good with recognising artists, but Nick Cardy. And here we have the Adam Hughes version, Secret of the Phantom Quarterback. Obviously, you got a more realistic, sort of lifelike looking Superman. Different costume for the Phantom Quarterback, just more plain black and white kind of one. Side by side. Just got to go with the old one for me. The old one just looks better. It stands out more. It's got nicer colours. Yeah, that's in my mind anyway. So that's it. So you can only see this. You can't even see is maybe they wear longer trousers in the modern game. But here in Superman's time, in this comic book, he's got bare calves, which is why you can't see them on this comic because they're invisible. I don't see what what's the point of having being a phantom quarterback when everyone can see your clothes still. So it's like, I can't see how it provides much advantage. But you know, this is old school comic books, good fun. Right, so hopefully you enjoyed having a look at those DC comics, Julius Schwartz tribute comics, plus the original ones that they were based on. And if I get 10 people asking me to, I'll do a series where I look at each one back to back and go through the stories in them, and also read out the tributes. As a tribute from Harlan Ellison. I think that must be in one of the month's releases, maybe September, October, and then there's another tribute from Alan Moore. So what I might do is go through them, read the tribute out as well. So if that's what my brain's going, but if I don't get anybody showing interest in it, I won't bother, because yeah. I put so much effort into making videos for like a handful of views and even less comments, so it comes to a point sometimes you've got to think to yourself, why am I bothering? So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, until next time, have a great amazing day, and may all your news be good news.
Have a great amazing day. I'll have a great amazing day. Have a great amazing day. I hope you have a great amazing day.